We are in the cleanup process, and this time let's update all the links so that we can have a proper navigation in this application. And first, let's start with this home button. Let's go to this toolbar and click on this toolbar.component.html file. Here we are having this material icon button, and over here we can update this area label also, or for now I'm just removing it completely. And here let's use the router link. This one. Let's see what we got. Let's say I am on the other pages like this, how it works, and click on this home. It is working fine. Now let's update this all books as well, so we can use the similar router link here also. Books. Let's update this URL in the books routing module as well. So we are in this books. This is the books routing module, and while we were learning about the routing concepts, then we have written these redirectives, and now we don't need them, so we can remove them from this place. Let's say I'm removing this all books, and instead of using this redirect, I want to use the components, and in the component I want to give the all books components. So the component we are using this all books. Here I can update all books components, and we don't need this path match. We are inside this books routing module, and this time here we have to remove this books components and these children also, and we can use these directly. Let's remove all of them, and over here let's remove this entire code also and just paste them directly. Because we are using the concept of lazy loading, and we have written the base route in this app routing module. Here it is the books, so we don't need all these things over here. We can simply use these routes. Let's remove this books component also. Let's go back to the browser, and if I click on this all books, this time you will see we are getting this message, all books works. Here we are on the home, and here we are on the all books. Let's remove these links also from this place. If I go to this books component.html, let's remove first this one. We don't need all these links over here. And let's go to the app component.html. Here we are having these few links, so I'm gonna remove them. This bootstrap code also. So what do we have in this app component? We are only having this toolbar, then we are having the router outlet, and we are having the footer. This is the simplest arrangement that we can do for one single module. And because we have written this app toolbar and the footer in this app component, and this app component is a master file to all other modules, so we do not have to define these toolbars and footer at every place. In all the places, like in this app component, I can only use the router outlet. If you want to keep the header and footer specific to the modules, then you do not have to define it in the app component. You can only use this router outlet over here, and you can design your page in the corresponding component. For example, in this auth, I want to design the page, then I can define it in this auth component.html. So here we do not need them because we are using footer and header in the app file, so it is working fine now. Let's make the links for these login and sign up also, and there is a spelling mistake over here, it is sing up. So let's go to the toolbar, shared components, this toolbar, and this is the sign up. Let's make the links. So I'm gonna use this router link here also, router link, and what is the path? It is auth, then the login. Save the changes. Again I can use one for the sign up. Let's verify the routing in the auth routing module, and here we are having login and sign up. Let's verify the changes for this authentication. So if I'm gonna click on this login button, then we will have this login page. If I click on this sign up button, then we are having this sign up page. On this login page, let's clean all these things. So if I go over here on this login component, we have written these things, so I don't need these over here. I can simply remove all of them. Login works. Then on the login component, what we have done, we have written this name, and we have this sign up button also. We don't need all of them over here, so I can simply remove all of them. What do we have on this login component? Nothing. This is the login page, and here on this login it is working fine. So this home is working fine, all books, login and sign up, all of them are working fine. Now the only thing is that we need to make sure that this about us and how it works, both of them must be working. And on this all books we must have a link that will navigate to us to the book details page. So first let's fix this footer issue. So in the footer we are having two links, and the footer is available under this seed module. We are having this one, this is the footer. And please make sure that you are using the HTML footer component over here. I have used the mat toolbar just to avoid the time, but you can use the footer tag over here and you can design it properly. So here I'm writing the router link, and the URL for this about us page is written in this app routing module, and that is about us. So I can copy it, paste it here. Let's do the same thing for this how it works also. And the URL is how it works, this one. So I can copy it from this place, paste it over here, save it, and let's go back to the browser. Click on this how it works, it is working fine. About us is also working fine. And if you have noticed that these header and footer are available at all the pages because we have written them inside the app component. Now let's go to the all books. The all books is available under the books. This is src app books. Here we have, and here I just want to make a link. Let's say I'm having all books, and here I can simply write the router link and it will navigate us to the book details. Let's see what is the URL for the book details. Here we are inside this books routing, and we have written so many things in this URL. We have written book details, then the ID of the book, the author details also, because we were learning about the multiple parameter passing in the routing. So at that time we have done this part, but now it is not required. So we can only use the ID, and even this part is not required. So we will have only the books and then the ID like this. Just save the changes, go back to the all books, and over here let's say here I'm passing books and then the one. Let's make it hard code as of now. Go to the all books, we are having this link, and here it is. You can see that these are the book details. We can get the author ID and name from the database, and then we will display it over here. But for now let's delete this name and author ID from this book details page also. Here we are. I can simply remove it over here. So this part is also not required because we will use only the ID. Then this author ID is the extra part over here. So let's remove it. We don't need the query parameters as well. So it is very simple. This book detail is also working fine. And just to display the ID of the book, here let's say I'm writing this ID. So this ID is visible to us now. Now you can see we are having a clean, a very simple application. If you want to make a link for this particular part also, then you can give it a router link as well, and then it will work also.